Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danios here. Welcome to episode 26 of this NHL 22 Quebec Nordiques relocation franchise mode. If you guys are new to this series, I suggest you go back and check out the playlist, which will be available up here. And if you do enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the notification bell to never miss when these uploads come out. So, today we are getting into the re-signing phase after, well, to recap last episode, we had a bit of an abysmal year for our Quebec standards and the team that we are currently rostering, as, well, 80 points from Ricard Thorson was a down year for him. He has been, actually, no, sorry, it was his best year, but for the rest of the team, it was kind of atrocious. So, yeah, like you can see, the scoring just really wasn't there. Like, Shane Wright was one of our best players this year, or this past season. And guys like, Lander, Velarde didn't end up putting up all that many points. A guy like Tim Bodie actually put up a ton of points, considering that he was getting third, fourth line minutes. So, today, well, we got to get through a bunch of stuff as really our team didn't do that well. So, starting things off here, we are going to be doing the re-signing phase as the draft was last episode. I believe we have to go and re-sign a couple scouts and coaches here, so I would like to re-sign Lou Baines if possible. He would be my first choice there. As far as scouts go, looks like they're all signed, so that's perfect. Okay, so for RFAs, we're looking at Ian Crane and multiple others, but we have two big names that we have to deal with today, that being Clayton Keller as well as Barrett Hayden. Again, two original Arizona players that have really been the foundational pieces of this team and have created the championship team that we put together. So, apart from that, Byron Potty, Tim Bodie, those guys need to stay. Caleb Ortmeyer, I'm not as convinced with. I don't think we necessarily need to keep him around. Reason being, he's asking for almost $5 million and was our 7th best defenseman last year. So a guy like Artem Safronov is going to fill that gap pretty darn quickly, and he was drafted even later than Tim Bodie was. So I'm not really too concerned there. I think we could put Ortmeyer together in a trade package. After that, a guy like Marvin Strong, we should absolutely re-sign. Josh Williams does actually want to stay with the team, so I'm going to give him another contract. He wants $1.35 million. Same with, of course, Grayson Ortiz. He was a first-round pick back in 2024, so he's been with the team for 4 years now. Hasn't made the NHL yet, but has really been quite good in the time that he has gotten to play. He was fabulous this year in Tucson with 92 points, so I would assume that he gets a shot here. Lawson Krause is going to be one of the few players that we part ways with here. He's going to get released as we just need to create some roster spots on this team. Ian Crane, another name that, was drafted in the second round. He's played 5 seasons now with Tucson, which is a lot, but he put up 87 points this past season, and I really want to give him a shot at the NHL this year, as I think he's going to make a pretty big difference in our depth scoring. Lars Enroth, again, another guy that I want to see make the NHL. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think it's going to be close. And then Warren Fogle doesn't want to stay with the team. He obviously ended up playing in Tucson last year, so it makes sense that he doesn't want to stay. Magnus Olufsen, I would really like to sign here for our defensive core. He's a 6'5", 221-pound defenseman who is hopefully going to make a big impact in Tucson and make the league within a year of that. Gabriel Morrissey was actually fantastic this past year. He put up 53 points for Tucson in his 4th season with the Roadrunners, so you can't really complain about those performances. Guys like that are making a big difference down in the AHL and will eventually get rewarded by making the NHL. So Solomon Peverly, again, another name that hasn't really developed, but we're keeping an eye on. And then, of course, Gabriel Weimer, we have to sign too. He was part of that Winnipeg Morgan Riley deal that we made way back in the day. And then how about this guy, Deandre Thompson? 89 points in just 68 games. That is a huge performance from him, especially since we were able to snag him in the 6th round back in 2026, giving him 2 years as a playmaker, and my goodness, he has popped off. So we are probably going to be starting him at the first line center position in the AHL this upcoming year. Apart from that, Nolan Reese is a Lethbridge Hurricanes player, so he's going to get more development time in the WHL, whereas Michael Muldoon, who is playing in the SHL, or sorry, Liga, not the SHL, only put up 19 points in 52 games, but looks like an amazing two-way forward, and I think he's going to get better development in the AHL. Apart from that, Ronnie Yoshi is going to be released, same with Lacroix. Those guys just don't really strike me as making the team. And then Dawson Vandenbush is going to be like a backup center option that we're going to sign. Apart from that, Dempsey, I'm going to give a year of development to. Same with guys like Pitton, Pignot. We've already given 1 year of development to, but he's on the younger side of defenseman. He's also huge at 6'5", 218 pounds, but even guys like Ebbett, Clemenson, Kreider, Oliver, those guys can just sit, which is fantastic. And then as far as goalies go, this is where the comments come in. So just to kind of quickly graze over the comments, Kieran Spinagle said, "Fire dude, loving these vids." So that's great. Thank you, Kieran. I appreciate the support. Apart from that, Duke Storm, just left a smiley face emoji. So thanks, Duke. I mean, yeah, it wasn't all that crazy an episode. It was more so just like, here's who we're drafting. We got some steals, even though we got eliminated by the Devils. But the final comment that I'm actually going to highlight that is important to this video is Jamie Dries, who said, "What up, man? Great series. Get rid of Samsonov." So straight to the point, huge comment, and I think he's right, to be honest. I mean, 21 wins over 44 games. Samsonov had the worst year of his career with the Quebec Nordiques last year, and I think at $8.5 million, that's just too much cap space to be eating up. And I think instead we want to go with a guy like Philip Gustafson, and I think I just want to sign him to a 1 year kind of like trial deal at like $5.25 million. Be like, okay, we're going to try to run a like 50-50 goaltender system with Gustafson and Georgievich, because I think Mike Georgievich is the future of our goaltending for the Nordiques, but at the same time, we still are going to try to get rid of Samsonov. So Clayton Keller wants $9.9 million, so we're going to get the calculator out here and just attempt the rule of 85. I don't know if it's going to go through, but we're going to try it. So 0.85 times, how much money is he requesting? 9.925. 925. As you guys can see right there, I just want to make sure that you can't see that. There you go. Now you can see it. So that's the calculation we're using, and it's going to be an 8.436, so $8.44 million contract about. So if we go 8.45 should be enough. So I would assume that goes through. I really hope Keller signs that. And then Barrett Hayden at 6.5 again. If we can save money, we're going to. At 0.85, not 0.85. Jesus. There we go. Okay. So $5.525 million contract. Seems a little low for Hayden, but he might end up taking it. If he takes that, that is such a steal of a deal. So anyways, we've got our contracts offered now. That's pretty much everybody we're going to be offering contracts to. And let's advance here. So looks like we'll take Lou Baines. He will play for us again. And Hayden rejects. Keller rejects. Gustafson rejects. Okay. Deandre Thompson signs. Same with Crane, Staubitz, Olufsen, Weimer. Williams rejects. I'm not interested, principally in the extension. I'm not too happy being on this team anymore. I think we go our separate ways. Okay, so we're going to lose Williams. That sucks. Because I'm not going to sign him if he doesn't want to play for us. Morrissey resigns, a bunch of other names there. Peverly, Enroth, Ortiz, Vandenbush, Muldoon. Perfect. Okay, so the only guys that didn't sign are our three big names there for expiries. So if we look at all skaters for expiring here, Ortmeyer's restricted. That's perfect. Okay, Tim Bodie, Byron Potty. I guess I forgot to offer them deals. And it says, yeah, see, it says Williams wants to re-sign, but he doesn't at the same time. So that doesn't make sense to me, but okay. I'm going to offer Tim Bodie that $1.6 million. I really hope I just forgot to offer them that and that they're not rejecting it. So I'm going to try Barrett Hayden at like a $6 million deal. See if he takes that. You know, it's $500,000 less than he's asking for. So I'm going to try $9 million on Keller. I mean, that's still expensive. It's not quite what he wants. Okay, and it's definitely not what they're taking. Tim Bodie signs, Byron Potty signs. Okay, so we're probably going to have to sign within $500,000 or less of these guys. And Gustafson said he needs more money, so we're going to try $5.5 million for 2 years on his requested terms. So Barrett Hayden, I'm going to try 9.5. I would assume he takes that. And Barrett Hayden, I'm going to... Did I say Barrett Hayden? I meant Clayton Keller. So Barrett Hayden now, I'm just going to give him 6.5. He's worth it. He's 87 rated, so Keller takes the 5.5. Okay, perfect. So we are rocking with $3.6 million worth of cap space, and we're going to have to make a trade here because, yes, free agency is coming up. I don't think we really need to make too big a move. I have one kind of move on my mind if the player makes it to free agency, but really all we're looking to do at this point is the only thing we're looking to do with this team is actually take them and add maybe some extra depth scoring, and that's about it. So, I mean, currently the team it's in a really good spot. I don't know why we got knocked out so easily. I thought we were going to put up more of a fight against New Jersey, but yeah, Samsonov was just not the right option for this team, unfortunately. And we're going to try Gustafson for this upcoming year because he was, in my eyes, a 9.25 save percentage is fantastic. Sure, it was over a short span of games, but I think he can more or less maintain that pace as we move forward. So, in the system, of course, Ortmeyer and Georgievich are going to be the names that we're looking to move. Or not Georgievich, sorry, Samsonov. So, we're in free agency. Let's see who the big names are here. And okay, there are some big names, but what I want, I think, for this offseason is just to go out and get a winger that fits our, I'm going to assume right winger, because our left wing's pretty solid. Dubé's a big name, but he's expensive. Tom Wilson fits our bottom six. At an 86, you know what? That wouldn't be terrible, but we don't quite have the money to do that yet. So let's see if I can go out and find a trade just for Caleb Ortmeyer and then find another trade just for, what's his name? Just for Ilya Samsonov. So Ortmeyer would go for a second and a sixth by the looks of it, or a fourth to Colorado. Okay. 2.6, 2.6. Anybody doing 2.5 or 2.4? Doesn't look like it, apart from Colorado. They want to do a second and a fourth for Ortmeyer, which, when considering it, we turn picks into pretty good players most of the time. So, Ortmeyer is a sixth. I mean, we're getting the equivalent value of second rounder plus fourth rounder is a sixth rounder. Like, that doesn't make sense to me at all. It should be like the other way around, but you know what? That's a really good deal. That's better than I was expecting. And if we can get anything similar to Samsonov for that, I'm going to take it all day. So that is the first move we're going to make. We're going to send Caleb Ortmeyer to Colorado. In exchange for a 2029 second and a 2030 fourth. So that's a lot of extra picks, more than I was expecting, but we're going to take it. All right, and then, of course, what's his name here? Ilya Samsonov has actually decreased significantly in value. So Columbus wants a third and a fifth, or will offer a third and a fifth, and nobody else is going for anything other than a third and a fifth. So I want to send Samsonov to a team where at least he's going to be somewhat played, and I think that would be Columbus, but I might be wrong. So let's see. Columbus is offering a third. Do they have goalies? They really don't. They could use Samsonov. So that's a good call, but I want to see, is there any way that we can get our hands on one of their first rounders instead? Because they're going a third and a fifth. So if we can go a first and a third in exchange for Samsonov and, like, do we go with our first, or do we go with another skater that matches? I'm not sure. Kind of want to say a skater even. Like, I know we just picked up Velarde. I want to keep him because he actually fits pretty nicely and he's a cheap contract. So, what if we went with a guy like, can't trade Timmins? Yeah. Staubitz, is Staubitz still playing? He can't still be playing. He's 20 turning 21. So, I'd assume he's not staying, but... Okay, maybe we just trade our own first, to be honest. Never mind, Columbus values their first-round pick way too much, so... Can we just go for 2 thirds? Go for a 2030 and a 2031 third? I would take that. I don't think they will. Nope. Okay. What if in exchange we throw you a 4th rounder for this upcoming year? Is that equal? Not quite. Samsonov for a 3rd isn't quite equal. Can we get a 5th rounder this year at least? That we can. Okay, perfect. And see, you guys are probably looking at me being like, why are you making such abysmal trades? They're really not abysmal. I mean, the only one that I'm kind of regretting is probably the Quinton Byfield one because he was a difficult asset to acquire. But at the same time, it's like you look at what we've just cleared up cap space wise. We've cleared up about $8 million in cap space. We could potentially pursue a better starter, but I don't know if that's really the right move for this team at this point either. Like, sure, a guy like Tucker Tinnon might be good, but yeah, he won 33 games too. Where was he playing? The Rangers? That's actually a really solid season from him, but I have faith in the goalies that we currently have. Sebastian Cossa just did not get developed properly. That sucks. UC Saros, although he would be good, I just, again, don't feel like spending the money on a goalie. As good as some of these goalies look too, but I've seen better goaltender classes in the past as well, so I think instead what we're going to do is we're just going to... I'm looking at Tom Wilson. That is kind of my main name that I would like to bring into this team to add a little bit more, you know, physicality and oomph. But apart from that, like, not too many guys are really like, oh yeah, this guy needs to play for our team. So, and I want to sign Wilson to a 1-year deal at, like, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but $9 million. Reason being, it's a cap hold, okay? So what a cap hold's going to do is it's going to pay a player a lot of our salary cap for 1 year, and in exchange, it removes us from getting penalized for having too much empty cap space. Because if we're running on $88.8 million of cap, there's $11 million free from the actual salary cap. You got to be within about $5 million of the salary cap or so, because if you're not, then the game just auto assigns extra salary cap. So that's the reason for this move. I know it's probably not the best deal ever, but we're going to go with it because I think it's the right move. So there we go. That's going to be the majority of our offseason. The rest is just going to be lineup management, but that's the moves we're making. It's, yeah, sure, it's a questionable offseason, but you know what? I don't really care. This is our team. We set up Tom Wilson financially. He's ready to go, and I'm kind of expecting some performance out of him this year. So we're going to get hit with some crazy bad trade offers here, but we didn't upgrade the club seats so well. Apart from that, yeah, just bad trade after bad trade after bad trade. And yeah, we'll get to the upcoming season here for 2028/29. I think we're actually going to be rostering an extremely strong team overall. We've sold 96% of our season tickets, but yeah, I think this team is going to be good enough to turn things around. Our owner goals are looking like boost fan happiness, okay, finish first in our conference, and get 54 wins on the year. Okay, those are some high goals, so let's see if we can pull those off. All right, so I'm going to make some roster moves before I actually show you guys the full-blown lineup, but, you know, the team's looking pretty all-around good. So, I don't know if we can even really scratch players right now. The only guy I might send down would be, like, Marvin Strong, maybe? Because everybody else, I'm looking at it like, who do we send down? Like, this team is really good. So I think the move here is going to be Ortiz, Crane, and Brewer are all going to be heading up. And in exchange, we're going to send Marvin Strong. And this is where it's tough. I don't know who else we're sending down, because it could be Marcel Legault, but he's really good, and I want to keep him around. That it could be Artem Safronov, but he also looks really good, and I don't know if we're going to trade him or what's going to happen yet, but Is it Safronov? It shouldn't be Safronov, but that's the thing is I don't know who else we would send down. Like, it could be Tim Bodie because he's, again, doesn't have X factors, which makes a big difference as far as how well guys play. But Connor Timmins is also below average at the moment, and, you know, he shouldn't be scratched, but I don't know what else to do here. Like, maybe it is Marcel Legault. No, I think Safronov's 21, Legault's 20, okay. So who's our youngest player in here? He's 24, he's 22, 20. Okay, yeah. So I am going to send Legault down just for now. So we're going to have to make some line changes, and then I'll explain everything. Okay, so I did actually make one additional error to my calculations and judgment, which was I sent 2 defensemen down and brought 2 forwards up, which was a mistake. So instead, Ian Crane is going to be moved back down. He doesn't fit all that well with the chemistry on this team, so this is definitely going to improve the defense a bit as far as having Legault, and yeah, no, that's way better. As far as having Brewer and Legault playing together there, that should make a pretty stark difference in how the lineup works. So, as I expected, Mike Georgievich is way up in goal, which is perfect. Up to an 84 to be exact. As far as the rest of the lineup goes, I think we're going to end up running Maldine with Holt there. That looks really good. My goodness, okay. And then we're going to run an extremely strong top line as well in all 80-plus rated players. So yeah, that's our AHL lineup. It actually looks surprisingly strong. I didn't think it was going to look nearly as good as it does. Speaking of strong players, I think we try Marvin Strong here potentially. Actually, I don't know. We got a really decent looking team there. Yeah, and just the sheer amount of like X factors that some of these guys have too. Like Olufsen, I'm so looking forward to. He's got Yoink, Shrug It Off, Heat Seeker, Tape to Tape Off the Rush. Like, man, he's gonna be legit once he makes the league. Desharnais, again, another great name. Gonna be really good, and yeah, this team is looking scary. Not just in the, like, yeah, the AHL probably could use a little bit more work, but really overall you just switch a couple players around here and there, and the team just keeps looking better and better. So, oh sure, the PKs are freaking perfect. Okay, so I kind of fixed the special teams here. They are a bit of a disaster still, but who cares, right? So that's the AHL. As far as the NHL goes, well, that's the NHL for you. I mean, we know that this team is good. I don't actually know why Bouwmeester's not playing. He is looking like a really promising young defenseman, and I am kind of confused as to why he's not in the lineup there. So, okay, that looks better. I'm pretty sure Shane Wright's faceoffs aren't going to suffice. I'd rather put him on the back end with Chychrun. Man, that looks freaking fantastic for a lineup. So maybe we go Hayden at center. He's got 83 over, yeah, okay. So then we can go like this, put Bedard on the wing for the power play. And yeah, this looks really good. Kind of want to play Hayden and Bedard together, and then Keller and Lander. Yeah, Keller and Lander, I think. That's just still such a scary lineup. Holy. Okay, so only other changes I'm going to make here. It's probably going to be Bouwmeester that gets swapped. And in exchange, we'll toss Brewer in there, and we'll toss Legault over Timmins. Yeah, okay, that's going to be better. That's a +3. That's a +5. Okay, I'm happy with that. It could be a little bit better, but we would have to have Velarde in there most likely, and I just don't see that working. Not well anyways, so yeah, currently the lineup is so strong that I have certain players scratched that you guys are probably all like scratching your heads at, like, why is so-and-so scratched? Why are they scratched? Reason being, our team is just simply that good. So I'll Brewer and Legault again, and then we're gonna change this up a little bit. And Tamarinas doesn't get chemistry, apparently. Okay, that's cool, I guess. As far as extras go, these should be pretty straightforward. Yep. Okay, that all looks really good to me. Only thing I might change here is Barrett Hayden in over Lander. I think that's fair. And then Bedard Chychrun. Lander's getting a lot of playtime, which I like because he's a highly skilled center. So, all right, that's the team. Mike Georgievich up to an 84. Our scratched group looks absolutely freaking stacked. So I'm not even worried about injuries this year. I'm sure we'll get them because we do every year. But, like, man, you don't get a much stronger lineup than this. And the team should be extremely well off and should put up a good record. I mean, I'm really counting on the goalies this year. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to be wrapping it up for this one. The next draft class is up in the air. A Sylvester guy looks like he's going to be the best player. There's another Wyman in there, Uriel Wyman. Another Par Eriksson. Is he in this series or is he in the other series? What's our Eriksson? We've got Olufsen, but there is a Par Eriksson in the Minnesota series, so that's hilarious. But anyways, I think that's where we're going to be wrapping up. I just want to see where exactly our team kind of sits as far as overall ratings and things like that go. So we're looking at 98 offense, 92 defense, 84 goaltending. Looks about right. So yeah, that's the Quebec Nordiques team for the upcoming year. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go down below, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the notification bell to never miss these uploads. And that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time.